It was quite the ordeal, eh? I mean, like, we showed up pretty early and we stood in line for a long time. We kind of figured, well, we're part of the earliest bunch. We'll probably get into the park, part of the first group that goes up to AlpenFury, no big deal. And we'll just hop right on that sumbitch and we'll be able to give a report of it. Is that how it went?
No, it's really not how it went at all. I suppose expectation is an important part of the equation, and I thought I was investing all of my time up front by arriving early. And I'm walking in, 100 people in front of me. I heard someone in the line say it has like a capacity of like 800 an hour if everything's running smoothly. I don't know if that's bullshit or not, but either way, in my mind, I'm walking in with the first wave. Piece of cake. So I really did just kind of expect to disappear from you for like 30, 45 minutes, get the ride done. The line was an adventure. I am a changed person. It was a hot day, got up to around 31. Really, it was just how the line was laid out. I glanced at the line, had an expectation, and it's one of those things where you go in, you're like, this goes to this, and then I'm done. And it's like, no. You go around a corner to the back, to an area that you can't really see, and it's a huge switchback. Open parking lot of a switchback in direct sunlight. No shades, nothing. And so it means like the further you go, the more like sandwiched in between many people you are. And there's no out either. So the ride broke down for 40 minutes. Some people decided to bail. I don't fault them. But they had no choice but to like switch back through the line and like ask 400 people to get out of their way. There were 2 Mr. fans over kind of up against the building. So you had to wait in line a really long time to like get even like a puff off of the first Mr. fan. But then when you did like switch back and get to stand in front of the fans, you had been in line so long and sweating so much that fan, that Mr. fan, best thing that ever happened to you. Ecstasy. I had made like combat friends, where like you've suffered together, like you've had each other's back in the line, you've gotten each other through hard times. There were like many moments during the line when just Lori on her own would have said, I'm leaving. I am absolutely leaving. The optimism and patience that were surrounding me was amazing. And I imagine it can only happen on opening day of like a new ride, because you know that everyone surrounding you came to the park for that reason and probably knew better than I did what they were getting into, and everyone was just there for it. Like a few people bailed when the ride broke down. I don't blame them. Most people were like, nah, this is what I came here to do today. I don't care how long it takes. And that was kind of amazing. And everyone was so kind. And at one point, after we kind of like got through the shit, before we were actually like headed up to the ride itself, you get this moment where you can see vending machines and you're like, oh my God. Like at that point you realize how depleted you are because you've waited 3 hours in a line and you haven't had to pee at all. And you're like, oh, I am dehydrated. So the woman behind me squeezed out of line, went to the vending machine. I had no way to pay her. I had no cash. She brought me back a water, all for myself. And that was just the sweetest thing that's ever happened to me. And that thing saved my life. I got to hold it on my neck. I got to drink it. A lot of camaraderie in the opening day AlpenFury line. Finally got up there, got to ride it. The staff were just a goddamn mess. They had been through it. They were so sick of everyone's shit. They were so tired of being asked if you could wait for the first row, which I really wanted to do, but thankfully someone else asked if they could wait for the first row, and they're like, absolutely not. They were just so frazzled, like they couldn't even assign the rows by that point. It was just chaos. Like run into the cart and sit down, and then I had to take my glasses off because I didn't have like a little band on them. It has not been an issue on other rides, but I was like, yeah, at this point, I don't care. Here, take my glasses. They're prescription, but cool. And then I rode the ride, and I kind of barely remember it. I remember it was good, but it was 20 seconds of my life in this like 3.5 hour ordeal. And I'm a different person now.